Good morning, y'all. So today we will be looking for Marcus Aurelius. We are in Rome today, the Airbnb, and we're about to head out. It's almost 5:30 in the morning. We're gonna head out. We're gonna look for Marcus, see if we can find spots where he's at, where he's been, see where he walked through, and yeah, let's have a good day. Let's go find him. All right, here we go. All right, so we are here in, what about the Vatican? Maybe like a few blocks from the Vatican, but we gotta go find a scooter now. Apparently they are very scarce here. Every time, the other day I was trying to find one the other night, but I couldn't figure it out. So let's see if we can find one close by. Come online. Where are you? Let's see. Okay, there's one close by. Let's see. Let's roll. We're gonna go try to find places where Marcus Aurelius lived. I wanna see if there's any wisdom that I can gather here. Because this trip that I took to Rome, even though it's been a lot of fun, I wanted to find some meaning and some wisdom, because we're going to be walking through a lot of the spaces where he would have walked, where he would have been. He would have, walked through the Pantheon, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I want to see if there's any other places that I can find that are interesting that he could have been to, and see if we can find some wisdom, and hopefully we could end up at the somewhere where we have his statue, and we'll go from there. But first, the scooter. Man, it's a beautiful morning. Look at this. We ain't in Texas anymore. Alright, where are you, scooter? Oh, it was the other way. Oh no, we messed it up. Alright, let's hope it's slow when we get there. I could also use some coffee, I think. And there's nobody in the streets. It was packed last night. Look at this tiny little car. So tiny. One of the things that I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure everybody else that comes here has noticed too, is that there's absolutely no trucks. I have not seen one Silverado, one Ford, or Toyota Tundra, or even like a Tacoma. No trucks. The only ones are like that little yellow one. Orange one. Alright, scooter, where are you? When you have it, it disappeared. Dang it. I hate it when that happens. Now we gotta go back the other way. Alright, we'll see you in a minute. Alright, we found the scooter. Now, what's up, Paramedic? I say that and I almost fell. Alright, let's see. We're standing by the Vatican today, this morning. Beautiful. I was there yesterday inside the Sistine Chapel. It's truly mesmerizing. However, I don't think that Marcus would have been there. I think this was built maybe mid 1500s, 1400s, and I think Marcus lived way longer than that. So hopefully we go to the next spot, we'll find them and we'll go from there. Alright, so behind me I have found the Castel Sant'Angelo, I think that's how we say it. And he was built by Hadrian, Emperor Hadrian, for some mausoleum back in like 1700, 100, so maybe 170 AD, 150 AD. And it's kind of crazy that it's still there. I think it looked a whole lot different. I saw some pictures where it looked like completely different. It had like a grass top and it had like a bigger surrounding. I don't know if these walls were here or were added later, but it's kind of crazy that it's 150 plus or minus a few years. So that means it's over 2,000 years old, which is crazy to me. Now, I don't think Marcus Aurelius was here. I don't think he built it. But I think Hadrian is one of the reasons why he ended up becoming an emperor at some point. I think at some point Hadrian had to adopt Antonius Plus, if I remember correctly, Antoninus Plus. And then in one of those conditions, it was that he had to adopt Marcus Aurelius. And when Antoninus Plus died in 161 AD, Aurelius became the emperor. So not necessarily somewhere he would have walked, but one of the reasons why he became the person he is today is because if this wasn't here, or the people that made it weren't there, we would never have Marcus. So yeah, I thought it was a cool spot to see. Look at this view from it. And look at the castle. The Italian flag, which ironically looks like a lot like the Mexican flag. I've always thought that was funny when I was growing up in Mexico. I thought that Italy and Mexico were brothers. We just have the little eagle in the middle. Alright, let's go find the next spot. Alright, so we just got off. I found this place as a column of Marcus Aurelius. Now, it's kind of high and it's supposed to depict the story of all his battles, all his conquests, his ruling, what he left behind, but it's not him, not yet at least. It is a big reminder that everything, while he was accomplishing everything that he was doing, he was still writing his memoirs. He was still questioning himself and trying to figure out who he is. You know, my birthday is next week, or in 2 weeks, and I'm gonna be 46. I think I found him a little too late in my life before I could do much damage with the information given, but I'm still learning, and I love reading his meditations. They're just awe-inspiring to me, and the fact that I can sit here in this place where they celebrated him. They built this whole entire column just to celebrate his achievements. Sorry, I'm out of words. It's kind of cool. But it does make me question where I want to be in my life. Where do you want to go? You know, I'm starting this podcast. I'm working EMS. What's next? What do we need to figure out? What do you need to figure out? Alright, this is not Marcus Aurelius related stuff, but this is a Trevi fountain, and it's been pretty packed the whole entire time we're here. This is the first time I see it. This is the last packed that I've seen it. Let's go take a look. Alright, Trevi Fountain, there you have it. I've been here for a few days and I have not been able to go to the bottom, but I did it today. Okay, as you can see, I've made it to the Pantheon after the Trevi Fountain, and it's impressive. Just looking at it, to think that it was built around 161 and maybe 100 AD. Now, it wasn't a tourist attraction, so I don't think back then. I think it was built by Emperor Hadrian, if I believe. So it was here when Marcus was ruling. I think for Marcus it would have been like a pretty new building. It's kind of like walking through the new World Trade Center, or I don't know, like if we're in Austin, if we're walking through one of the buildings downtown, it would have been that normal for him. It was definitely the most impressive building in Rome, I think. The way it was made, it was so simply well put. I was watching how they made it and how they restricted the columns to support the dome, which is, I think, still the largest dome in existence. After 2,000 years, it still has the largest dome in existence. That's crazy. I think it was a Roman temple, or a place for like dignitaries and senators to meet. Don't know. I don't know for sure, but it was definitely an important place. So it's closed right now, but normally you can go in and you can go see it. I didn't get to do it this time, but I can just imagine how this place was 2,000 years ago, or 1,000 years ago. I think one of the reasons why it's still up and in good front and in good shape, it's because it's been used. People have been using this forever. Unlike other Roman temples, this place has been around since then. It was, I think, a pagan temple, then a Roman temple, then like a church, then something where people met. But let's go down to the sides, if we can. Can we? No. But, so, I think it drops down a little bit more. But I'm thinking, just as I'm walking through here, you know, a lot of times when I'm in San Antonio or in Austin or New Braunfels, I just walk places. And I walk to those big new tall buildings that we have downtown. And I didn't think anything of it, right? But sitting here, I'm walking through the Pantheon. And all I can think is like, did Marcus Aurelius walk through here? Did he have some of his thoughts while he was here? He said, walking down, it's like, oh, what am I going to write about tonight? You know, what am I going to do? He didn't come here thinking that this was majestic. He just came thinking it was normal for him and part of his life. He literally probably walked these streets right where I'm standing, where I'm walking. I wonder who else walked through here. How many people came by this place back then and thought of it as nothing, or thought it was an ugly building. I don't know. But all I can say is definitely impressive. Imagine yourself, this is you walking by. And you're like, oh man, I just had breakfast. Oh man, I gotta take it down. And then you're walking through here. Okay. Alright. That's the Pantheon. Let's go find transportation because I seem to have lost the other one. Bye. Alright. I think we found a ride. This is the Forum. There's a road back there that I was able to stand on, like right about right here. It goes around this way. That's 2,000 years old. More than that. That's where they all walked. That's where they would come in. They would go to the Colosseum and back to the Senate place. That right there. It's another. It was a church, but I think it was dedicated to Marcus Aurelius. I forgot what it's called. I put a picture on the video for you guys to see a little bit more close. It's closed right now because I came in too early. It's the only way to see Rome. But this is pretty impressive. Julius Caesar was killed right behind this building right here. Assassinated by his Senate, stabbed to death. And behind that building is also where the arch is. They stood up and gave talks. But I mean, look at this place. This is ancient Rome. What do you think they would think of right now? Like all these emperors, Marcus, the good ones, the bad ones. What do you think they would think now if they came and saw this place and they see Rome the way it is now? I mean, it is a beautiful city. But what would they think? What do you think? What do you think they would think? I don't know. Hopefully, I hope Marcus would think that this place became a place for people to enjoy, a place where the economy is thriving and the people are happy and finding themselves, because he was not about the grandeur of things. But I think he'd be saddened to see all the place where he grew up or where he ruled to be reduced to rubble. To see the Colosseum the way it is, to see the way we treat each other, because that hasn't changed. The way they were back there, as crazy and angry at each other in politics, we still see it today. no matter what side of the aisle you sit on. Alright, let's see if we could go find his statue. Oh, before that, the mall is right over there, right across the hall. I'll put a picture out in the thing, but the first mall ever was here. What do you think about that? Like the first mall. What we think of so crazy, that's what had markets and everything. Initially, that was it. Wonder if they had the same problem as we did. Then we go to the mall, trying to hack out price. This is too expensive. This is outrageous. Why is inflation so bad? Anyway, I thought that was funny. I mean, at the end of the day, they were normal people, right? Like. I'm sitting here in front of the Colosseum, and something comes to mind. So, when we think of the Colosseum nowadays, we think of, Gladiator. For me, it was the first one. Now people watch the second one, which is not as good, by the way. But, I think the first one, Marcus Aurelius, was the emperor who died, and then Commodus became his son. That's true to an extent. Commodus was a horrible emperor after Marcus Aurelius, which makes no sense. But he was, and it was the starting of the fall of the Roman Empire. However, what I like about Marcus Aurelius when it comes to this is that he was often noted to be reading or writing papers or just not preoccupied with what the games was going on. He wasn't interested in this grand spectacle of the things. He was mostly interested in other things. He probably attended a lot of the games here. He probably was present. I don't think he was built around them, but he was definitely somewhere he would have visited and he would have been in place. It just baffles me that he would not pay attention to the games. He would pay attention to something else. We'll probably go drive around it, see what it's like. So I'm kind of bummed. So I initially wanted to end the video with Marcus Aurelius inside of the monument. Inside there's a really nice bronze statue, the original. It's covered out of the weathers, and they have a bunch of other stuff from them, but I didn't get here and it's not open. Too early. So behind me you have the copy of this bronze statue of Marcus Aurelius, and that's cool. Because one of the things that he teaches us is that you can control the environment. You can control only what you think of yourself and inside events. I came to Rome looking for him, and I thought I would find him in the monuments, in the ruins, and hopefully in the food because it was delicious. But I think he is mostly where you find yourself. In the writings that you do, and your self-thoughts, and your reflections, in the way you see the world, and you can justify to yourself existence by being kind and being there for one another. I don't see this trip as way of me finding him, but I think in more ways than one I found a little bit more about myself. And I hope that's what Marcus wanted, right? For you to realize your potential and find yourself in other ways that you don't think possible. This trip has been amazing. I'm awed by the story, by the history, by the connection to such a powerful place, to Marcus Aurelius. And I thought I'd find them in statues, I thought I'd find them in monuments and in streets, in the food maybe, but I'm sitting here and it's been 2,000 years more than around that he lived, and the only thing that remains is his legacy, his writings, his thought process, his teachings. So maybe it's not about the buildings, it's about the person, it's about the journal and the ideas that he thought about himself and others read. So the question that I'm left with is, when we're gone, what's going to be left of yourselves? What's going to be left of us? What's going to be left of you? Peace out.